Okay, for those of you that have either IDSY 1101, which is generally a starter course in the mechatronics class, or ELCR 1005, which is generally the starter class in electronics, you have work ethics that you have to do um, before the end of the finishing that course. So wanted to kind of show you what you need to do for those. The great thing about this is they used to kind of make us incorporate work ethics in every single course that you took. Now it's one and done. So you'll still receive a work ethics grade for everything you're in, but you won't receive have to do work ethics submissions like you're having to do in each of these courses. So the good thing is that's one and done. And don't overthink this. Don't spend a whole lot of time. I'm looking just for the fact that you understand the concept. Um, do want enough information from you to know that, but it doesn't have to be lengthy and um, too terribly insightful. A good example might be, and I'm not even sure exactly what all these case studies are. I did them years ago, but if someone takes a pen from an office and they get fired, if they inadvertently do it, that's one thing. If they go in the closet to take pens home with them on purpose, then obviously that's stealing. And, the simple answer to that is if question were, why did this person get fired? Is the answer is they stole from their employer. It doesn't have to be any more than that in my mind if you understand the fact that taking something that doesn't belong to you for the purpose of reappropriating it is stealing, then hey, we're crystal clear. So anyway, I'm gonna go into um, ELCR 1005, but the same is true, and I'll look at that before we get going for IDSY 1101. So if you're in either of these courses, you do have some work ethics. So starting in ELCR 1005, over here on the left-hand side, you'll see work ethics. You'll see student information, and this is just giving you some information on how it all works. But if you click here, this is where the meat of what you got to do. There are 10 work ethic traits that we question you on or ask your opinions of here. And there are multiple case studies within each of these traits. So be sure you hear this. There may be 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know what the max is, but you only have to answer one of those case studies. You have to answer all the questions in the case study, but if there are 3 or 4 case studies, you only need to respond to a single case study. So let's just pick one at random. I'll pick communication, and I'm going to click on communication activities, and notice it brought down a Word document right here. I'm going to open that Word document, which on my computer happened to open to another screen, so I'm going to bring it over here. What you can do is you can click Enable Editing. The original part of this is just the background information on why this is important and why communication is a valuable tool inside the workplace, so forth and so on, including nonverbal. Rolling the eyes. There are several other nonverbal skills that we won't go into. But notice here there is a case study, and all it has is define the problem and give the solution. Notice there's this other stuff. This is for your benefit. You do not have to submit this to me. But if I were doing this, there's 2 ways. I could just save this document, as a Word file, and I would put my answer. Let's get back up space here. I'll just get rid of this underline. I would put my answer here, and again, my answer here. And this is the easiest way, and this is what I would like for you to do, is just copy this text after you filled it in. I'll minimize this window, and I'm going to go back a screen. This is under communications, where you originally went. So again, to get there, we went to work ethics, student information, work ethics traits, and we went to communication. Go to communications Dropbox. If you saved it as a Word file, you can browse my computer and go find that file and attach it. But you can also do a write submission right here, and just simply by using Control V, you can simply copy in what you had. And notice it's got my answer here, and then simply hit, I think I'm in the way down here, simply hit submit. And that's it. It's just that simple. Of course, your answer has got to be a little more insightful than mine. But that's all I need. I don't need long drawn out explanations. I just need understanding. And again, I didn't read that particular case study, but that case study is probably fairly simple to go through. So that's it. I'll show you the work ethics in IDSY 1101 as well. It's the same work ethics thing. I just want you to see where it was, and it's over here on the left-hand side. And there's student information, and here's the case studies. And again, we'll go through it quick and breezily. We'll pick character this time. We'll click on character activities. Notice it opens a Word document. This time it is on my correct screen. And where did it go? We'll find it. There it is. Oh, nope, it did take it back to the other one. There we go. All right. So again, all the reading, why it's important, what those traits are, and then you get down to the case study. This one only has one. Some of them have 2 or 3. It's odd that the couple I picked only had a single one. But again, was Vic justified in his outburst? Answer here. What might he have done to prevent it? Walked away. I don't really know if that's the right answer, but we'll put it there. Did he harm himself permanently? Yes, this will likely be remembered. You know how office talk is and so forth. Sometimes we do things. I don't know if these are the right answers. Obviously, answer here is not the right answer, but you get the idea. Again, if you understand, would like a little more than what I'm putting, but again, all I've got to do is copy this, and I highlight it, right click on it and say copy, minimize this, go back to my Dropbox, go to write submission, and you can't right click and paste. It'll even tell you your web browser does not support. Use Control V for paste right here, so that's why I went ahead and did a Control V. There's my case study. There's my answers, and again, come down here and hit submit, which I'm not going to do. So it's really that simple. Hopefully that helps you understand. You can do all 10 of these at one time. You can space them out, but before you leave that course, if you have multiple courses for the semester, please make sure all 10 of these have been submitted to me. Again, that's the nice thing about it is you're getting it over with. You won't see a work ethics section unless you have to repeat a course for some reason, if you're or unless you switch programs or something. But good thing is one and done. And as always, if you have questions, let me know.